Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the moon sextile or trine Uranus in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in the natal chart. They're a little bit concise, and some people may refer to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is if you have the moon sextile or trine Uranus in a natal chart, well, you may easily meet that need, which is the moon, to attain goals and aspirations, which is Uranus. And the thing is, if you have Uranus and Aquarius as an example, those goals and aspirations may be tied into astrology, computers, electronics, meteorology, aviation, innovation, humanitarian endeavors as some examples. Now, another thing too about these aspects is that you may have little difficulty in finding that inspiration, which is Uranus, for the attainment of the emotional needs, which is the moon. Now, if your moon, say, is in Taurus, those emotional needs, may be tied into creature comforts, peace, tranquility. It might be artistic or some kind of musical endeavors. They may be doing something Taurus related, such as geology or carpet laying, doing something with stocks, finance, banking, architecture, agriculture, gardening, cultivation, as some other examples. Now, another thing too is if you have these aspects in your natal, one of these aspects in your natal chart, the moon sextile or trine Uranus, you may be emotionally, vested. The moon, and which is the moon, and in terms of attaining, your future, which is Uranus, without being over emotional about it. See, if Uranus, let's say for example, if Uranus is in Capricorn, your future, could be something, tied in, with government, political work, doing something with information technology, accounting, dentistry, masonry, architecture. It could be doing something, as far as, even business, something, having your own business, as an example, if Uranus is in Sagittarius, and that your future may be tied in, to advertising, publishing, printing press operation, foreign travel, sports, the outdoors, doing something with importing and exporting as some examples. Now, another thing too is if you have the moon sextile or trine Uranus in your natal chart, there may be a good balance, between the home and introversion, those kind of activities, which is the moon, and just ingratiating yourself, with society, which is Uranus. And if you have your moon in Gemini, those introverted activities, may be tied in, to mental stimulation, a lot of, disseminating, assimilating information. It could even be doing things with manual dexterity, such as working on, automobiles or refrigerators as some examples. And another thing that's positive about the moon sextile or trine Uranus in a natal chart is that you may readily, the mother, which is the moon, likely can be in agreement with your objectives, which is Uranus. If Uranus is in Scorpio, as an example, those objectives, may be tied into simply, might be matters of shared resources. It could be something Scorpio related, such as psychology or locksmithing. It may be something with embalming, investigation, forensics, the occult, which includes astrology, as some examples. And also too, you may be readily, able to nurture and care, which is the moon, for your friends, if you have one of these aspects in your, natal chart. If Uranus is in Libra. It could be, those friends, one or more, may actually have a Libra sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply embody, the characteristics of Libra. It could be people that are charming, diplomatic, tactful, compromising, cooperative, equitable, but yet maybe ambivalent and indecisive as well. If Uranus is in Pisces, as an example, it could be Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or those that embody Piscean traits. It could be those that are sacrificing, forgiving, compassionate, altruistic. Could be those that are passive, that are non-confrontational, but maybe idealistic as well, as some examples. Now also too, if you have the moon sextile or trine Uranus in a natal chart, that people in groups and clubs, which is Uranus, may be compatible with your unconscious side, your inner personality, which is the moon. If the moon is in the zodiac sign Cancer, as an example, that unconscious side may be one that's very nurturing, caring, sympathetic, dedicated, devoted, tenacious, introverted, but maybe family oriented as well. If the moon is in Leo, as another example, that unconscious side may be one that's very dignified, prideful, courageous, flamboyant. It could be very extroverted, gregarious, showy, attention-seeking, maybe like to give that grandeur impression, so to speak. Now, also too, with these aspects, that people that you're close to home with, which is the moon, may like that unique, which is that Uranus, that unique side, of yourself, that you may express. Now, if Uranus is in Aquarius, say, that unique side, may be expressed, through the internet or computers or some electronic projects, you may be involved in. Maybe it's expressed through astrology somehow. Uranus and Libra may express, unique side through art, through music, in their relationships in general. It could be too where if you have the moon sextile or trine Uranus in your natal chart, you may readily respond, which is the moon, to unexpected situations, which is Uranus. Going to, Uranus, in Libra. Again, that could be done, it could be unexpected situations may be tied in, with your relationships. If you have Uranus in, let's say, Scorpio or the 8th house is another example, unexpected, events may be connected with shared resources situations. It may be crisis situations, something that it might be matters pertaining to support, whether it's moral, emotional, or monetary support. Now, also too, the moon sextile or trine Uranus can be auspicious, just for doing, something Uranus related with the public, which is the moon. Now, the thing about this is, things that are Uranus related, cover, wide divergence of things, whether it could be astronomy, computers, astrology, meteorology, aviation, innovation, as some examples, computers, electronics. Now, another thing too is that if you have one of these aspects in your natal chart, that moon-related people, whether it's, the mother, family, people you're close to home with, as some examples, may be in agreement and really have that respect your need, which is for freedom and independence, which is, Uranus. If Uranus is in Libra, it could be, again, the freedom for art, a certain artistic expression, your relationships, to pursue, whatever legal avenue you choose in situations. It could also be, if you have, one of these aspects, your memories, which is the moon, of your friends, which is Uranus, may be generally good. Now, if Uranus is in Virgo, as an example, those friends, maybe ones, that have, Virgo sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be people that are very, punctual, precise, punctilious with details, analytical, but at the same time may be, somewhat judgmental and critical. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.